Hey, well, listen, we're going to switch it up a little bit and talk about my passion and what I love to trade, the asset class that is my favorite, which is the Forex market, okay? So we'll talk a little bit about that today. Now, we got a big group in here today, so what we're going to do is we're going to put everybody in listen-only mode. Use that chat box if you want to talk back and forth with me. That will help me understand your questions, your comments, and we'll do our best to get everything answered for you today. So what I'm going to do, though, within this presentation is be patient with me. I've got a lot of information to cover in a very short amount of time. Normally, this style of presentation of all the information I'm going to deliver, I do in about an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm going to do my best to do it in a very short amount of time in the next hour to get you really quickly in and out of here for your next speaker. So understand, as it comes to trading, as it comes to investing, please, please never, ever invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You must always trade with what is called equity management in mind. And the reason for that is because the best traders in the world, the most sophisticated traders in the world, take losses. That's part of being a trader. That's part of being an investor. However, we will talk about how we maximize our gains, minimize our losses through proper equity management. Now, this webinar specifically, this presentation is really designed for one thing, and that is to help you see if you want to do Forex trading, currency trading, as something to add to your portfolio or do full time. Now, I'm not here in this particular webinar to teach you how to be a trader. That's why you will become a student at Market Traders Institute. We've been teaching people around the world for 24 years, trained well over 60,000 people worldwide, following our very specific process based on our 24 years of experience. Now, I know many of you are here because you're trading, you're looking to improve your trading. Many of you want to be full-time traders. Many of you are looking to generate a secondary income stream, a third income stream. That's awesome. We can help you in any one of those areas. The good news is, I don't care what your experience level is in the Forex market, what your background is, where you live, what your income is. Again, if you follow what we teach, we have a very specific format of how we do it. I promise we can make you very, very successful. So real quickly here, this is a live presentation. Today's date is August 3rd. The year is 2018. We're about 48 minutes after 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome everybody into the presentation. As I said again, make sure you got a pen, you got a piece of paper. We're going to move very quickly through this presentation to cover a lot of information. We're going to talk a little bit about who we are in this organization at Market Traders Institute, what we do to our students. Then we're going to dive into charts. And I'm going to show you what makes us absolutely unique to any other company out there in the world and how we've created more successful Forex traders than any other company out in the world, and how you can come on board today as a student of ours and work with us for the next 60 days risk-free. Now, I'm not going to spend much time talking about myself. Renee talked a little bit about me. Other than I want you to know, I've been involved in the financial world for coming up on 26 years this year. This is my passion. I've traded every asset class that there is. In the last 15 years, I've been paid professionally to speak to live audiences in every single major city, every single state in the United States, every province across Canada. I've spoke to well over 40,000 people live, been on numerous radio shows, talk shows. The point for all of that is not to say, hey, I'm so great. It's to show you that this is my passion. This is what I do every single day, okay? I wake up, I live, eat, and breathe, and sleep, trading, working with world-class traders, and passing our information along to our brand new students. So again, I love what I do. I'm very fortunate to get to do what I love. We're going to have some fun in this presentation. I have a very important part of my life is I don't, you know, people always ask me, you must trade all day long, you're teaching all day long. I don't. I probably work about 30, 35 hours a week. I've built up a lifestyle that I'm fortunate to do the things that I want to do. I'm a father of 3 kids, been married for 16 years. My wife's a college professor. We have a lot of fun. We do what we do, and I owe all of that to understanding the markets and understanding specifically what I love and my passion, the Forex market. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. Now, that's very quickly a little bit about me. What I need to know, we got a different group in here today. I know a lot of you trade different asset classes. What I need to know, though, and this helps me determine the topics we will discuss in here, which I may or may not want to cover. What is your level of understanding in the Forex market? If you were to rank your knowledge, your Forex knowledge, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being you're brand new to the Forex market, 10, you are a successful Forex trader, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in profits, go into that chat box for me right now. Please, everybody do this for me. It helps me out a lot. Type in, on a scale from 1 to 10, your level of understanding and experience in the Forex market. Type it in for me, please. All right, so I've got Jose's an 01, not sure what that means. Rod is a 1, William's a 5, Rob's an H. Paulette says 0, but very interested. Awesome, Paulette. PSK's a 1, Greg's a 7. Awesome, Greg. Wait till you see our tools. Tom's a 7. Thomas, have you ever seen one of our presentations? You're gonna love what we do. Rob's a 5. Charles is a 5. Jason's a 4. Who else do we got in here? It helps me out, gang. Go ahead and type in here exactly what your experience level is in the Forex market. That helps me. Okay, so we got a lot of 1s and 2s coming through, a few of you 3s and 4s, and a couple of you that are 6s and 7s in that area. Here's the important thing to understand about the Forex market. The Forex market, for those of you that are new, is what is called a Z. That means in every single Forex trade, the losers pay the winners. The losers pay the winners in the Forex world. And as I go through what we do as an organization, what we teach, how we support our students, the technology that we have, what I want you to think about there is the average person out there trading, competing against what we do. Because the winners in the Forex world are the people that have the best education, the most experience, the best tools, and the best support, period. And again, I say that confidently, knowing that I've been around this for coming up on 26 years. Those are the winners in the Forex world. And that's really, at our company, Market Traders Institute, our approach to the market. Now, we're not a broker. People often get confused and think that we are a brokerage firm. We're not. In fact, you can use any broker you want in the world to clear your currency trades. They will all interact with our trading platforms. What we've been doing as an organization for the past 24 years, as I mentioned, is developing a premier education portal, of which we just launched our newest portal last week. It's absolutely incredible. It's so user-friendly. It's really awesome. We have our own studios here within our office. It's pretty cool stuff. Developing technology, software. We create all of our own technology. We have our own programming. We have our own development teams here. We've got our own patent pending technology. Of some of it, I will demonstrate to you today. But to me, the most important thing is developing our mentorship and our coaching programs, our people. We have simply the best traders and teachers that teach people how to trade in the world. And that, to me, is really the most important thing to help people become successful traders. Now, this we've been at for 24 years, as I said. Now, you don't survive in this business 24 years without doing something right. And by doing something right, that's having a rock solid foundation, and by delivering results. I mean, we grow because our students are very, very successful, as you will see throughout this presentation. Now, this is our corporate office, this building on the screen right here. I'm actually broadcasting live from the office right now. We're in Orlando, Florida. We've got about 200 employees that we house out of our office here. Now, as an organization, MTI, we've gone through a lot of growth in the last 6 or 7 years. And to me, the growth comes from a philosophy that really started with our founder many, many years ago. And if you were walking around our building, you would see that phrase, "We never leave a client behind," posted all over. Never leave a client behind. That's a philosophy that we carry from every person that walks in the doors of this organization. And what I mean by that is every client is on a different level, and we have to have that into our perspective, understanding of how to coach them along. Now, if you wanted to learn about Forex trading, if you were new, think about it. The world we live in, just go do a Google search or go to YouTube and you'll find channels, videos, blogs, so-called experts. The problem with that is, if you're new, who do you trust and where do you begin? That's the hard part, okay? Again, my experience, having been around this a long time, you want to be successful at trading the Forex market. First and foremost, find somebody or an organization that has a proven track record of trading this market, but not just proven records over 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but they've traded decades in the Forex market. Because there's not a lot of people out there that have traded 10, 20, 30 years trading the Forex market that teach it, okay? Because if somebody's traded decades, you're going to know they've traded every market condition. That's very important. Number two, when you find that person that knows how to teach or knows how to make the money, you got to make sure they know how to teach it, because there's a lot of smart people that can trade, but they can't effectively teach others to trade. And when you find that group, you find that person, smack yourself, stick to their side as they teach and they train and they support and they mentor you until you become a successful student. In fact, we take our coaching and our mentorship so serious that literally, I want you to think about this. If you're new, you don't know this. If you're experienced, my experienced people, hang tight. We're going to get into our technical indicators, a lot of our unique tools. And if you've never seen our organization, you're going to be blown away by results we produce for our students. But just to give you a feel, the Forex market, if you're new, it's a 24-hour-a-day market, 24 hours a day. And I want you to think about this. Every second of every minute of every hour that the Forex market is open, we are live teaching, training, coaching our students. There is never a second ever that you have to, as a student of Market Traders Institute, make a decision on a buy or a sell or an enter or an exit into a position without having a coach or a mentor or an analyst to work with. That's our level of commitment. So you're never, ever left alone. And that philosophy has carried us through a lot of growth right there. In fact, Inc. magazine ranked us one of their fastest growing private companies in the US. Now, this is our founder. This is Jared Martinez. He is known throughout the financial world as the FX chief, okay? He's a best-selling author and teacher and mentor. Some of you may have read his best-selling books. He's been trading the Forex market exclusively for 30 years. 30 years. Considered to be one of the best world-class Forex traders and teachers that are out there. In fact, for those of you that are currently trading, if you want to get a feel for his results, William, Rob, Thomas, Greg, Jared Martinez, for the last 36 straight months in third-party verified MyFX book accounts, has averaged a minimum of 8,000 pips a month. Now, if you're new and you don't know what a pip is, that's okay. You'll know what a pip is in a few moments here. But just to give you an understanding of 8,000 pips consecutively for 36 months, 3 straight years, that's $80,000 profit a month, month after month after month after month. And he actually has a private trading room where he works with a handful of students, select students, every Friday. In fact, he starts meeting with them in about an hour from now. And what he does in that private trading room is he reviews the previous week's trades and hands out the next week's trades. And this is where he generates all of these profits. And what's pretty cool is as a bonus today, for any of you that come on board today as a new student, I'm going to give all of you an opportunity to trade directly with him over the next 8 Fridays, which is pretty unique that we do to brand new students. Now, very good teacher, trainer, mentor. He leads our mentorship, trains our coaches, brings our coaches and our leadership into the organization. Now, one of the big movements we have happening right now at Market Traders Institute, okay? William says, I have read his book on mindset. Excellent book. Thank you, William. William, have you watched one of our presentations before? Yes or no? All right, this is what's going on right now. This is a massive, massive movement in the market. We are in the midst of a movement that we call here at Market Traders Institute the Euro Pivot Point prediction, okay? If you're taking notes, write down Euro Pivot Point. This prediction, and what we do is we predict movements in the markets several times throughout the years where our students can trade in and out and collect pips and make money, okay? All right, so here's the deal with this movement. Already about 14,600 pips have been generated in this movement. You've missed those pips. That's okay. The good news is there's 6,000 more pips left within this movement, and we have a live session this coming Tuesday. It's a special session devoted. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. 7 p.m. we are going live, where within this session we are concentrating on our live prediction, where what we're going to do is we're going to give our students the entry points, the exit points, the blueprint to trade this opportunity, okay? Now, it's really cool because in these sessions, we hand out our workspaces, everything the students can plug right along and follow step by step. Now, because we're in an investor inspiration special, we've got a great relationship with them. Normally, these live sessions are set aside for our more experienced students. However, I was given an opportunity to invite out of this particular webinar 10 people to come into this live session on Tuesday, okay? Now, you don't need to be experienced. You can be brand new. If you are experienced, you're going to want to be in there and see exactly how we do this. But the way this will work is very simple. If you're interested in being one of my 10 selected to be in this live presentation, is just type in your telephone number in the chat box and just type in pivot. Type in your telephone number and type in pivot in the chat box. Now, I will tell you, this movement is happening now. This isn't something we're predicting 6 months from now, a year from now. Our students are making pips today on this particular movement. So if you're interested in being qualified to be in this live session on Tuesday, type in your telephone number and type in pivot in the chat box. Now, here's what's the reasoning behind wanting to follow these predictions right here, gang. Since 2014, we have generated and predicted over 20,000 pips of opportunity for our students. Over 20,000 pips of opportunity for our students. But here's the thing. What's cool about this is these results aren't about us. We're doing well. These results are about our students. And what I would encourage all of you to do, if you're new, do a little research on social media and you will see exactly for yourself the types of results that our students are getting. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Yeah, Michael, all you have to do is type in your telephone number and pivot. No, you don't have to be experienced, no problem. And what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and have 10 of you selected to be in the live session for us on Tuesday. All right, so here's the thing, gang. This is the types of results that we produce. And this is why we grow. I mean, pure and simple. This is why we're considered to be the best education technology Forex company in the world. We've trained more people worldwide than anybody else, and we've created more successful investors than anybody else as it relates to the Forex market. Pure and simple. So my promise to all of you is before we dive into the market here, and when we wrap this presentation up, all right, yeah, Jason, just type in your telephone number and pivot. That's all you have to do, okay? We're going to take 10 of you in there, and there'll be more than 10. I know that. Okay, no problem. My promise to all of you is when we wrap this up in about 40 minutes from now, if you don't already understand the power, the potential in the Forex market, you will. You will. And you're going to also see how you can have immediate profit potential without quitting whatever you're doing full time, okay? Without quitting whatever you're doing full time. Now, with some of the results you're going to see, you're going to go, wow, that seems too good to be true. It's not. It's all real results. But let me tell you something. This is not let's get rich quick. This is not let's become an overnight millionaire. There's no such thing in the world as that. Okay, people that talk about that, promise that, they're trying to take advantage of you. What we teach is a skill. We teach a skill. We've trained 60,000 people around the world. We got 200 employees. We got the best patent pending technology in the world, gang, okay? All right, so here's the deal, gang. If you want to learn how to do this, all right, the key is following our 24-year proven process, okay? And we can get you taken care of doing this. So my promise to all of you is very simple. If you want to make money in the Forex market, follow along with what we teach, okay? And what we'll do is follow right along with you as well. And here's the key. Following exactly step by step what we teach. We have a very specific process. And if you stay with me to the end of this presentation, I'll give all of you an opportunity to come on board risk-free, okay? Risk-free for every one of you for the next 60 days to come on board as a student. So here's the deal, gang. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into a little bit about why the Forex market. For my new people, my more experienced people, give me a couple minutes of grace. We're going to dive into our tools, our technology in a couple minutes here. But because there's so many new people in here, I got to lay a little bit of foundation of why this market. You know, you're going to get people talking about options, futures, everything. Why the Forex? And again, to me, the Forex market is the best market to trade. I trade 90% of my portfolio Forex. I like doing about 10% cryptocurrencies just because there's a lot of volatility, a lot of swings in crypto. There's a lot of money to be made right now. But Forex has massive advantages, okay? Here's the thing, gang. One of the big advantages in this market is the liquidity, okay? Liquidity. This market is easily the most liquid market in the sense that you can enter and exit any time that you want. There's always buyers, always sellers. You're never stuck holding on to a trade. You can get in and out anytime that you choose. Flexibility. It's a 24-hour-a-day market, okay? And that's a big advantage for traders. A 24-hour-a-day market enables us to trade at odd times of the day. See, I got 3 kids. I'm 48 years old. I'm busy. I'll trade at 10 o'clock at night when my kids have gone to bed. I'll trade at 3 o'clock in the morning for 90 minutes in the London market when it opens up, and then I'll go for my run, you know, after that. Or I'll trade normal business hours. Point is, you can trade around your schedule. You don't have to be trading around the market schedule. And for a lot of people, they don't realize too, this is the largest market in the world. There's over $5.3 trillion traded on it every single day, back and forth. Okay, largest market in the world. And then focus. How many of you are equities traders in this presentation? If you trade options or stocks, type in stocks or options or equities in the chat box, okay? Type in stocks or options in the chat box, okay? Yeah, a lot of you traded equities. Here's the thing. I traded equities for a lot of years and did a lot of stocks, a lot of options. One of the frustrating, challenging part about options, okay, in stocks is there's just so many of them, okay? Rod, if you're not trading Forex yet, my man, you gotta check out one of our live sessions. You need to put your number in and watch us on Tuesday. Here's the thing. The Forex market, you know, there's thousands and thousands of potential companies in the stock world, in the option world to invest in. That's a lot of energy, effort when you're looking at it technically, fundamentally to break that down. In the Forex world, 60 currency pairs worldwide. Only about 20 to 21 do we pay attention to at Market Traders Institute. Imagine only having your entire universe of your trades is only 20 or 20 opportunities, 20 or 21. And that's just, it makes it so much easier to focus on the market. So you'll see that's a big advantage. But the biggest advantage I will cover in just a couple minutes here. So very quickly, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and shift over. What I need everybody to acknowledge is you can see that I've gone over and switched over from my PowerPoint presentation, and you should see some currency pairs that are up there. Can everybody see my currency pairs that I got up there? Or I should say my charts. I've got 6 currency pairs. If so, type in yes or Y. Okay, cool. Everybody's telling me yes. I apologize. I got a squeaky chair here today. So anyway, you should see 6 currency pairs. Now, what you're looking at, this is extremely important. This is the ultimate charting software. Greg, this is Market Traders Institute's own proprietary trading platform, okay? We have developed this ourselves through blood, sweat, and tears. We don't lease it, private label it. It's not like we borrowed it from another company and we added our own few indicators. This is ours, everything from the ground up. We've developed it based on our years of experience of listening to our clients, working with our analysts, working with our experts to build what we believe is the most robust trading platform that's out there. Now, it works on every currency pair, every time frame. You can get stock feeds for it, and you can also manage 30 cryptocurrencies on this if you like to trade cryptos as well. Now, we have a lot of very unique advantages to this trading platform. We've got our own patent pending technology, of which I'm going to demonstrate a few of the tools to you today, our own smart tool indicators that we have. And what else is very cool about this is it's all cloud-based. Now, because it's cloud-based through our Smart Trader platform, that gives us a lot of advantages to be able to push data back and forth. Now, imagine you're in the live session Tuesday night with our analyst, Josh Martinez. Josh will build out his chart, build out his workspace, and when he's done, it will sit in the cloud, and all you have to do from our Smart Trader platform is click it, and it pulls it down from the cloud, and it's dynamic on your charts. Now, you may not understand the power of that if you're new, but if you're experienced, you understand the power of that. To instantly have updated real-time charts pulled down from the cloud, beautiful. It's awesome to be able to transfer that information back and forth. So now, if you're new to trading the Forex is like any other market. You know, you're looking to make money when the market is moving up, right? You're also looking to make money when the market reverses and it moves down and sell into the market. The difference is in the Forex market, okay? The difference is, Paulette, if you're new to it, is you have a very specific job. Your job is to capture pips. Now, a pip is an acronym for price, interest, point. Price, interest, point. Now, I'm not going to get into a big description definition of what a pip is right now because it's honestly not necessary for this presentation if you're new. All you need to know is pips are good. Pips are your friend. Your job is to capture as many pips as you can when the market is trending up and capture as many pips as you can when the market is trending down. I will show you in a moment how pips translate into profits, how pips help you fund your retirement account or pay for your mortgage, right? So again, if you're new to all of this and you're looking at charts for the first time, and again, I know a lot of you are experienced, hang tight with me. We'll get into our indicators in a second here. But if you're new and you're looking at this chart, along the bottom's a representation of time, on the side's a representation of price. If you look in the middle of the screen, you'll see there's a watermark right here. Okay, there's a watermark. You should be able to acknowledge and see where it says GBP, which is Great British Pound, NZD, New Zealand dollar, and we're on a 1 hour chart, okay? So everybody should be able to see GBP, NZD, 1 hour. We're on a 1 hour chart. Now what we're looking at here, if we click on these little boxes or rectangles, if you're new, these are what I call Japanese candlesticks. Japanese candlesticks. Now a Japanese candlestick is a visual representation of how much the market has moved within a particular period of time. Japanese candlesticks are very, very important to traders because they help us tell us a lot of information of when the market's changing trends or changing direction by the way they form in patterns, okay? Because we are looking at an hourly chart, they're all 1 hour candlesticks. If we were looking at a weekly chart, they'd be weekly candlesticks. 5-minute chart, 5-minute candlesticks. But because, again, we're on an hourly chart, every one of these candles represent 1 hour of data and information. So you can see I've clicked on one. This is from yesterday. On the second, this candle had an open, a high, a low, and a close. Okay, now what does that mean? That means that this particular candle opened up. It opened up. Oops, let me grab this right here. My candle opened up. Delete mine, grab my wrong line here. So my candle opened up. And right here, it opens up, it moved down, had a low, that's called a wick off the bottom, shot up, had a high, and then it settled and it closed up for that particular hour or that particular candle. So whenever it's white, that means it's closed up. Whenever it's dark, that means it closed down for that period of time, okay? So these are Japanese candlesticks. We like to call them, if you're new, a great way to think of Japanese candlesticks is they're like the sign language of the market, the sign language of the market. They tell us a lot of information. All right, so very quickly, before we jump into analysis and indicators, how our tools work, how you work with coaches in our organization, very quickly, let me go through the mechanics of a Forex trade so everybody that's new in here can understand how pips turn into profits, okay? Let's just say, and again, we're not going to do any analysis right this second, but let's just say we got a great indicator through the software, through the help of our coaches, our education, to buy right here and to sell out right here. We decided to buy into a particular trade right down here and sell right up here. Now the difference between, okay, the difference between buying right down here and this line, selling up here in this line, is the difference between this number over here on the right and this number above it on the right. That would be the amount of pips that we would profit. Now I can measure that quickly and say if we bought down here and sold right on up here, everybody look up here in the top left-hand corner. Okay, look up in the top left-hand corner. You'll see I'm pointing at some information up there. So you should be able to acknowledge and see we would have bought into this trade on the 1st, okay, 2 days ago. We would have sold out of this trade same day on the 1st. We would have made 50 pips, and we would have been in this trade for 5 bars. Now, bars equal candlesticks. Because we're on a chart where our candlesticks are an hour, 5 bars equal 5 hours, okay? So we have been in this trade for 5 hours. So if everybody understands, very simple, very basic, we would have bought into this trade, type in yes or the letter Y in the chat box. We'd have bought in here on the 1st. We would have sold 5 hours later, and we would have made 50 pips. Type in yes or Y in the chat box. Everybody, okay? All right, so very quickly, this is how we make money as far as pips turning into profits in the Forex market. If you're new, write this down because this is important. If you trade in the Forex market, when you're trading, you trade in what are called lot sizes, L-O-T. There's 3 different lot sizes. You can trade with what's called a micro, a mini, or a standard lot. Micro, mini, standard. If you trade with a micro lot, you're looking at about a $20 US investment per trade right there. That's one of the great things about the Forex market. Doesn't take a lot of money. You can start small, grow your account over time, okay? So another thing is to trade with, and the majority of my students will trade a minimum of what is called a mini lot. A mini lot is a $200 investment per trade, okay? No, Paul, that's nothing to do with what I'm discussing right now, my friend. A mini lot is a $200 investment per trade, and a standard lot is a $2,000 investment per trade. Now, each one of these have a different profit value to them. If you trade with a micro lot, for every pip you make, okay, you make 10 cents per pip. Not a lot of money. For example, if we go back very quickly to our trade we did, bring up our chart. Let's say we invested in a micro lot in this exact trade right here. So you invested $20. Now remember, again, we're not a broker. Pick any broker you want. Your broker holds on to the $20. You sell out of this particular trade, okay? You sell out of this particular trade, okay? And then 5 hours later, you get your $20 back, okay? You made 50 pips. Well, if you made 10 cents per pip, that means on your $20 investment, you just made a $5 return. You made 25% return in 5 hours time. Not a lot of money, but that's a great return in 5 hours. I'll take that all day long, right? I mean, stock traders would kill to have 25% in a month, right? All right, so here's the deal. Let's say we make that same trade, but we invest in a mini lot. Now, this is what's cool is even in a mini lot trade, I don't have to do anything different with my charts. I don't have to spend any more time, energy, effort, anything. I look at the exact same chart, make the same trade. All I do is invest a little bit more money. I invest $200 in this particular trade. Well, my broker holds on to the $200. I sell out 5 hours later, get my $200 back. The difference is because I was in a mini lot, I just made $1 per pip. So now my $200 just made me $50 in 5 hours time. I'll take that all day long right there, over and over and over and over and over again, okay? So here's the thing. Let's say we make this same trade, but we invest in a standard lot. We invest $2,000. Again, I don't have to do anything different, any more analysis, studying charts, anything. All I do is up my investment. I invest $2,000, okay? The broker holds on to the $2,000. 5 hours later, we sell out. We make our 50 pips, okay? We make our 50 pips. Well, this time, because we made a standard lot trade, we made $10 per pip. So in a $2,000 investment, in 5 hours, I just made a $500 return. Now, if you're new, you can start to see the power of the Forex market. What is that power? Leverage and buying power. I don't care if you trade options. I don't care if you trade futures. I don't care if you trade cryptocurrencies. I don't care if you invest in real estate. You don't get any better leverage or buying power in any other investment in the Forex market. In the United States, it's 50 to 1. In some markets, it's upwards to 100 to 1. And what I'm showing you on the screen right here is what we do every day, every second, live with our students. Every second the market is open, we're live teaching, training, supporting them. And I will show you students, by the time we wrap this up in a couple minutes here, that are making 6,000, 7,000 pips a month after month. Students that made 5,000, 6,000 pips week after week. Students last year, 2017, who made over 50,000 pips, following our very specific processes and how we teach and train. So very quickly, we're going to jump back into the market here. We're going to pick up the pace because I've got a short amount of time to cover a lot of information. So can everybody see that I've transferred back to my charts? If you can see that, type in yes or Y. All right, so here's the cool thing. And again, I'm going to go moving quick now. When you're looking at the Forex market, the best thing about this market is it's the most visual market. It is by far the most visual market. It loves to repeat itself over and over and over again. And it moves in these wave-like patterns over and over and over again, okay? Loves to move in these wave-like patterns. Let me redo this right here. All right. What it does is it moves in these waves, okay, up and down and up and down and up and down and up. And it just moves in these swings. And what we're looking to do is smart, sophisticated traders in the marketplace. We're looking to make money when the market moves up, forms a low, right? We're looking to buy into the market and make money when it moves up. Well, we're also looking to make money in this market when it forms a high, right? And we can make a lot of money when it reverses and it moves down in this market. Now, every smart, successful trader must know three things in every successful trade. I don't care how experienced you are. You got to know, number one, market direction. You got to know, number two, entry points, when to get in. And number three, you got to know exit points, when to get out. Okay, so the cool thing is, you come on board today as a student through our education portal. You're going to get an incredible education, world-class education. You're going to spend 2 days with our experts. You're going to have incredible technology, and you're going to have mentors and coaches for you to help determine those three things, okay, and how you understand those three things. But probably one of the things we're considered to be the best in the world, our founder has written best-selling books on, is understanding the concept of trading. And one of the techniques we use is understanding Fibonacci's. Now, I don't know if you've traded a Fibonacci before, or if you're new, if you've ever even heard of a Fibonacci. But just to give you a little high-level understanding, Leonardo Fibonacci was a 13th century mathematician. That's his picture right there. He was a 13th century mathematician. And what he discovered is the world of nature tends to have this rhythmic cycle built right into it. He found that based on mathematics and sequence of numbers and equations, that everything in life has this rhythmic pattern built in, all right? You could measure everything through a sequence of patterns. Everything, it's called the golden ratio, from the stars in the sky in the universe to the scales on a fish, to how plants would grow in a pattern, to how animals would reproduce in a pattern, to how the print on your thumb is in a pattern, to the stripes on a zebra. Nothing is random. Everything is measured through a sequence of numbers. Again, write it down if you're new. It's called the golden ratio. Do some research when we're through. Don't do it right now because you'll get trapped in a wormhole, because it's really fascinating if it's new to you. But understand, the beautiful thing about the Forex market is it moves in patterns. So at Market Traders Institutes, one of the main philosophies we apply to the market is Fibonacci analysis, because using mathematics, math doesn't lie, okay? We use what are called Fibonacci retracements and extensions. We use information, mathematics, to help us determine where the market's going to move in the future based on where it's trended in the past. Does that make sense to everybody? We use mathematics. We use mathematical formulas, retracements and extensions to help us determine where the market's going to move in the future based on where it's been in the past. If that makes sense, type in yes in the chat box. All right, so let me show you how this works, and then we're going to apply this to some candles, and we're going to apply this to the market. Check this out, okay? The market moves and makes what's called a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and then it reverses and makes what's called a lower low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, and does this over and over again. Okay, so we're going to do some basic technical analysis. I'm going to draw out what's called an A boundary right here. Okay, this is going to be my B boundary. This is going to be what's called my C entry, and this is my D extension. Okay, so we got A, B, C, D. Now what we're going to do first, and again, we're going to do this manually at first. In a minute here, you're going to see our automated tools, our smart tools, our proprietary information. But first, we're going to automate it. Or excuse me, we're going to do it manual. I'm going to draw a manual Fibonacci from point A to point B, just like that. From point A to point B. Now, the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw 3 zones, 3 buy zones, B-U-I, okay? My first zone right here, shade this in very quickly for you. And let's make this kind of a red color, okay? My next zone right here, I'm going to shade this in right here, kind of a blue color. And then my last zone right down here, I'm going to shade this one in a green color. So this is really important. I need everybody watching out there to type in yes or Y in the chat box if you can see red, blue, and green. Because if you can't see the colors, you're going to get lost very, very quickly, okay? Red, blue, and green. Now, what we're looking to do in this example is make money in this market when it moves up, pulls back, reverses. We're looking to buy into this market, right? And make money as this moves up, and then let the Fibonacci's tell us when to get out. Now, we use different types of information and education to help us determine these reversals down here, these change of patterns. Don't worry about that right now. We use our candlesticks, our trend line breaks. all I want you to understand for this concept right now is the power of the Fibonacci's. Let's just say we got a great indicator to buy right down here, okay? A great indicator to buy down here in the green zone. So we invest, let's just say in a mini lot, okay? We invest in a mini lot, the broker's holding on to the trade, and we're in the mini lot, holding on to the money. Now we're in this trade and it's moving up. It's moving up, it's moving up. Now if you can imagine this green line coming all the way across here, this green line moving all the way across our screen, the 1180. If I buy in the green zone, I'm going to trade the second I hit this green extension. Now the reason for that is because based on Fibonacci retracements, numbers, math, what this is telling me is, Aaron, if you continue to hold on past the 1180, the numbers move against you and the likelihood is this trade will go the other direction. So very simply, if I buy in the green zone, I sell at my green extension. All right, well, same concept in the blue. If I buy in the blue zone, okay, and I make my investment in the blue zone, I'm going to hold on to this trade all the way up until I hit my blue extension. Well, if I make this trade and I buy in my red zone, which is a much bigger buying zone, I'm going to hold on to this trade all the way up until I hit my red extension, my 1618. So if you understand the concept, Fibonacci's A, B, C, and D, and I know I'm moving quickly, we buy and sell green to green, blue to blue, red to red. Type in yes or the letter Y in the chat box so we can apply this towards some candles and then some live opportunities. Type in yes or Y. Okay, good. Everybody's telling me yes. All right, so here's the deal. Let's put this on some candles for an example here. Now, my low is going to be my A. Yes, Rod, you can for sure, my friend. All right, this is my B right here. This is my B right here. I don't know where my C is yet. I got to do a little bit of analysis. There's my C right there. So let's do a little bit of analysis. And again, I'm going to automate all of this in a minute, and you're going to see incredible technology. But again, I want you to see this manually. So now what I do is I've got my A to my B. Now what I'm trying to identify is what is the trend of the last movements in this opportunity. Well, you don't have to be a trading expert to see. Whoops, I don't want that. You don't have to be a 25-year trading expert to be able to visually see, you know, which direction are these last few candles starting to trend? Are they trending up or are they trending down? Type it in the chat box for me. Is that trend on the end there moving up or moving down with those candles? Yeah, they're moving down. Everybody's telling me down. Absolutely. Good. You can see this is starting to trend down. So what I'm looking for is a change of trend for a potential opportunity to enter. Do I get it in my next candle? Nope. I get it in the candle after that, though. You can see what's happened is, okay, this has moved down. We've had a change of trend, broke through our trend line. Now the market momentum is pushing up. Now here's the question. Which color zone am I sitting in right there without me having to shade it? Which color zone is that? That's red. Exactly. We're red. So what we're going to do is our target is to trade until we hit the red extension right here. That is our target right there. All right. Well, what's cool is if I know my target, my entry, and I know my potential target, my exit, I can figure out my opportunity, which would be about 80 pips. So if I hit my target, it's going to be 80 pip target. Okay, an 80 pip target. All right. Well, the next thing we need to do, and I'm going to move quickly here, we got to protect our downside. One of the techniques, obviously, we're going to teach you, if you don't already know, we're going to set up our stop loss orders. We're going to set up our automated stop loss orders. In this example, my stop loss order is going to be, okay, anywhere just below my B if I'm conservative, just below my entry if I'm aggressive. Now, a stop loss order, if you're new, is an automated order that lets you set up a trade, go to work, go to school, and know that the trade moves against you and you take a loss, you're going to minimize your loss, okay? In this example, it's going to be about 20 pips. So we're going to call this 20 pips risk. All right, so that's a proper equity management trade. That's 4-to-1 risk ratio. We're willing to risk, okay? We're willing to risk. You got to understand the context, Mr. You Fuller Sheet. Nice name for you, my friend. We'll show you up to the second trades, my friend, in a second here. So here's the deal. Right here, we're willing to risk 20 pips to make 80 pips, right? So that what we're going to do is we're going to enter the trade and we're going to see if it hits our target or not. Okay, we're going to see if it hits our target or not. and boom, it moves right on through our target right there, okay? So we're in here, we're out here, it goes right through the Fib. Now, we don't chase it up. We're very specific with our plan. We follow it in and out, in and out. We're in here, and we're out right there. If you want to compare accounts, let me know, my friend. 66 pips right there, all right? And then our last 15. So we just made in 6 hours times, okay, $800 profit in 6 hours, okay? Now, here's the beautiful thing. When you start to understand market direction, and that's the key, understanding market direction, the ABCD pattern, okay, the ABCD pattern will repeat itself over and over and over and over again in one long market term before the market changes overall direction, okay? Let me show you what I mean by that. See, we have an overall market move right now, okay, as this is moving right here. You can see we're done with this. We're done with this. We'll get rid of this fib right here, okay? So now my old C, which was my entry, that's my brand new low. That's going to be my brand new low. My A, I move this right up here. My B is going to be right over here, right here, okay? So now you can see we've got a brand new movement that's starting to take shape again. So I grab my tool. Again, we're going to automate this in just a second here from A to B, just like that. And you can see we've got a brand new movement that's starting to take shape right here. And you can see we've got a very similar trend, boom, that's starting to move down, just like our trend where we had our movement right back here. And you can see the trend is repeating itself. Okay, can everybody see it's moved up, it's pulled back, it's broke out. It's moved up, it's pulled back. We're waiting for a change of trend for another potential entry into this position to look for another opportunity to move in. Well, you can see we've got a change that's moved right along, right through here, right there. And I know they're not perfect trend lines because I'm trying to move quickly because I don't have as much time as I normally would take. All right, so here we do. We're done with this particular trade. We're done with this. That last trade, we made $800 in 6 hours. Now, here's the thing. We're right back in the red zone again. We're right back in the red zone. But here's the thing. If this reversal took place down here in the blue, we would trade to our blue Fibonacci. If it's in the green, we're going to trade to our green Fibonacci. But we're back here in the red. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our target right here is right back to our 1618 right there. We would set up our stop loss order to protect our downside, and we're right back into a trade again. So let's see if it hits our target. If it hits our target, make it a little bigger so you can see it easier. If it hits our target, and we're going, and boom. And you can see what's happened here. And for a lot of people that have never seen Fibonacci's like this, you know, the light bulb goes off. Look at how it hits perfectly right here. And again, it hits that, and what it does is it starts to push right on down again right there. And it's almost like it's hitting, you know, when it's hitting that ceiling, people are like, you know, is it a coincidence? Is it math? Is it magic? Is it a mystery? No, it's mathematics. It's hitting that number and it's moving it right back down again. Well, in this particular trade, you had an opportunity to move in right here in 145 pips in 19 hours. Okay. So we got 19 hours. That's an opportunity for $1,450 profit. $145 profit, or $1,450 profit on a standard lot. Okay. Again, trade after trade. Exactly the types of strategies that I'm teaching you right here. Okay. Tim made 20 grand overnight. Is exactly how Saul, had never traded Forex market since February of this year, has already made $30,000. How from January of this year to the end of June, Eddie's made $331,000 by following a very specific approach in this market, gang, just like that, over and over and over again. And remember when I mentioned to you, our founder, Jared Martinez, his nickname is the FX Chief. has a trading room where every Friday he meets with a group of students. And for 36 straight months, in third-party verified MyFX book real accounts, okay, he has averaged 8,000 pips a month for 36 straight months. 8,000 pips a month on a standard lot for 36 straight months, that's $80,000 a month, okay? And what he does in this room is he reviews the previous week trades and he hands out the trades for the next week. Now, for those of you that come on board today as a student, as a bonus, I'm going to give all of you an opportunity to trade the next 8 Fridays with Jared Martinez in his private trading room. And on top of that, I'm going to guarantee you will see a minimum of 2,000 pips of opportunity in that. I guarantee you'll see a minimum of 2,000 pips of opportunity in that. So here's the thing. So far, we have done this all manually. How about we incorporate some of our tools and our technology? Now, this is patent pending technology, okay? So here we go. Watch this right here where I click MTI right here, and I click Smart Fibonacci. I come right down here and I find my low, and on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, boom, everything is automated for me right here. You see that? Everything is automated, 100% accurate. It draws my exact A to Bs. Let me show you that again. This is all at the click of the mouse. One click. All you have to do is find your low. 1, 2, 3, click, boom, just like that. Pretty awesome. Those are tools that our students use. That's patent pending technology. Now, what's happened is you can see the first movement right here. Your first AB was right here. So your first entry point was here. Did it hit the Fibonacci? Right here. Did it hit that right there in the red? And it pulled right on back for 377 pips in 10 hours. Okay. Well, our next day was right here. Our next entry is right down in here. Did it hit this Fibonacci again right here to the tune of 625 pips in 43 days? Now, that's well over 1,000 pips. That's in the past. You've missed that opportunity, okay? That's the bad news. The good news is, can you see we've got a brand new movement shaping up right here where we've had a move up in the market, trend up. Right here, we've got a trend that's breaking out. There's a very good probability, like the last 2 moves, that where we're sitting right now in the red zone, this is going to trade right on up to the red extension right here. And if this follows the pattern that has the last 2 trades, how many pips of opportunity, if it just hits that target right there, are available in this trade right now? Okay. 866 pips. For 866 pips. So if you invest $2,000 in a standard lot, that's about $8,666. If you invest $200 on a mini lot, that's a profit of $866. This is happening right now. Bang. Now, tomorrow night, or Tuesday night, 7 p.m., we will be updating our strategy, which is our Euro pivot point prediction. This is happening right now. Already 14,000 pips have already been generated with this. Tuesday night, 7 p.m., we'll be going into live the 2 currency pairs that it's representing, the entry points to exit points. Josh will be doing this Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in this live session that we have. We're going to hand out the workspaces when we're done, everything. When I talk about workspaces, once we complete a chart, okay, what we do is we'll say, okay, everybody, we're done with the session. Go to the ideas section, and you'll see when we're done with the chart, we'll post it right here. We'll post our chart, and all you have to do is click on download from the cloud. Oops, right here, download from the cloud, and it pulls the chart down and it puts it right onto your computer for you automatically, gang. It brings it down for you. That's through our Smart Trader platform, and you'll all have access to this in a few minutes. Now, so the key is, though, is following step by step what we teach. And again, we've been doing this for coming up on 25 years, will be next April. We've trained 60,000 people worldwide. This is just an example of, again, in Jared's trading room. In fact, he starts meeting with our group in about 20 minutes. But again, the results are there. You know, you can go on social media and see exactly what our students write for themselves. Stan, 10,000 on a trade, 15,000 on 2 trades. Adding last year, and I bet Mr. Ufula did this well. Good for year overall, finished up with 50,000 pips. Goal next year is 100,000 pips. That's his account right there. $500,000 last year profit. I'd say that's pretty good following our technique. How about closed out the week with 4,850 pips? How about 7 straight weeks with 5,500 pips? Oh, and I can keep going on and on and on. How about 1,200 pips? How about I joined MTI 10 months ago, took the first 5 months to listen. Now I'm making 4,200 pips in 2 months. Oh, I can keep going on and on and on. This is why we grow as an organization. In fact, our students in third-party verified real money trading accounts have already generated 1.5 million pips this year. That's over $15 million by following our strategy. So very quickly, I'm going to go through our program, how you can come on board risk-free for the next 60 days, what the investment is in the program, and all the guarantees that we give you within this. It's called the Ultimate Traders Package on Demand. Okay, it's called the Ultimate Traders Package on Demand. And I got to move quickly because my time is moving out here. There's 5 phases in our program, which includes our education, our software, and our coaching and our mentoring. Number 1 is our 2-day Wealth and Freedom Experience live class. We're going to spend 20 hours live with you in our education training rooms. We do this over the internet, or if you want to fly to Orlando, Florida, you can attend this live in person. If you can't watch all of this live, we record it, we archive it, you have unlimited access. We have continued support through our education portal. You're going to have a user ID and password to access this today immediately. You're going to get your Smart Trader platform. This is our own proprietary trading platform. You're going to get every tool, every indicator. I only showed you a couple of the smart tools. Have access to all the charts, all the indicators. It's all cloud-based, so it can travel with you on your smart phones, all your technology. You're going to get to work with Jared Martinez. You get a coach, you get a mentor, you get 24 hours a day. Listen, the Forex market's a 24-hour-a-day market. Every second, every minute of every hour the market is open, we will be there to coach, train, support, and mentor you. Now, here's the thing. On top of it all, don't take my word for it. Invest in the program. Take the next 60 days. Work with us. Go through our program. Go through the education. Be in our live sessions. Paper trade, real trade, whatever you want to do. And if after 60 days you don't want to be a part of our group, we will give you every penny you invested back. 100% in writing risk guarantee. In fact, we will put in writing, you will see a minimum of 2,000 pips of opportunity, which on a standard lot, that's over $20,000 of profit. Okay, now the market value of this, about $16,000. Now the good news is we've got a great deal with Investor Inspiration. In fact, you don't have to invest market value in it. You can actually go online anytime this year and pay a one-time payment for our program, everything that's included for $7,995. But because of our relationship with Investor Inspiration, you get started today, I'm going to save you $3,000 off of our online pricing. It's a one-time investment of $7,995. We do have monthly payment plans available. It's real easy for you to get started. What I need you to do is, even if you previously did it, I need you to put your telephone number in the chat box, and we'll get you taken care of. Now, as a bonus, when you come on board today as a student, I'll give you the next 8 Fridays in Jared Martinez's trading room. Trade for trade with him. It's all third-party verified. It's all tracked in the spreadsheet. Every single trade, trade for trade with him. And tomorrow night, or Tuesday night, you'll be live with Josh Martinez. Now, there's 2 ways to invest in it. You can do it with an option A or an option B. An option A, you get the discount. You save the 40%. If you want the discounted amount, type in an A. If you'd like to talk to somebody about a payment plan, no problem. We can work within your budget. You can put a little bit down and not make another payment for 60 days, gang, if you want to evaluate us as a company. But if you're interested in the payment plan, type in a B. If you want the discount, type in an A. Again, more results. 6,000 pips in 16 days. 6,800 pips in the month of March. What a pleasure March has been, 6,800 pips. Aiming for 70,000 pips by the end of the year. How about 2,800 pips in April? Over and over and over again. And again, I'll save you a little more money too if you want to call in. If you want to call in right now to that number at the top of the screen, I'll take another $1,000 off and you can come on board today as a student for a one-time investment of $3,995 with a 60-day in-writing money-back guarantee and an in-writing guarantee, you'll see a minimum of 2,000 pips of opportunity. If you want to call in for an additional $1,000 off a B, you can do that right now as well. So both of those get an in-writing 60-day money-back guarantee as well.